Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Nissan Nismo Z.
And a big thanks to Red at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Red.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Z has been a series of sports cars sold by Nissan and Datsun since 1969. The 7th generation Z, or RZ34, was released last year for 2023. And for 2024, Nissan released this more powerful and more performance-oriented Nismo model, packing 420 horsepower, which is up 20 compared to the non-Nismo, 384 pound-feet of torque, which is up 34 compared to the non-Nismo, and made it exclusively to a crisp shifting 9-speed automatic transmission, enough to get the Nismo Z to 60 in under 4 seconds. Outside of different seats, gauges, and Nismo-specific trim, we also get a beefed-up limited slip differential and more aggressive wheels, tires, brakes, and suspension. There are 3 trims available for the 2024 Z, ranging from the $42,000 base Sport, you can option up to the $52,000 Performance, and all the way up to the top-of-the-line $65,000 Nismo that you see here. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So with this white and black contrast, we get the black roof and beautiful white metallic paint color. This is one of the best looking vehicles out on the road today, under $100,000. I love the red accents too that we get specifically here for this Nismo trim. It says Nismo in the lower right corner for this grille. We get front parking sensing. No forward facing camera, but at this price point wouldn't necessarily be expected. We get LED high and low beams, black headlight housing, and an LED daytime running light, updated Nissan badge, and a very aggressive hood, solid size bulge, and an arrow leading for the center, helping you point and shoot this vehicle as a driver. Very aggressive front splitter too. Hopefully you guys can pick up the lower diffuser area. You get your intercooler on the right side and the radiator on the left, with the panel housing your advanced safety features in the center. We mentioned the front parking sensing. The wheel and tire setup is also beefed up for this Nismo trim. We get these black 19-inch rims wrapped in Dunlop SP Sport Max GT 600 summer performance tires, some of the most aggressive tires in the business today. They're Nismo specific rims as well, and a beefy 6-piston Nissan Brembo style brake caliper. Of course, they say Z for the center cap. All body color trim with a subtle fender flare. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Also specific for the Nismo version of the Z. The black roof really makes this one of the best looking cars on the road today. Black contrasted mirrors, LED turn signal on them, and a red stripe which matches this Nismo theme. Continued along for the rocker panel side skirt area with a subtle black contrast as well. Really aggressive overall design. I'll take a step back. Hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile. From a design standpoint, you guys can let me know in the comment section what you guys think, but I think the Nismo Z looks better than a 3-liter GR Supra. Performance-wise, I know the non-Nismo Z was not able to quite keep up with the 3-liter Supra, so it'll be interesting to see how this new Nismo model with the more power keeps up. Anyway, continuing along, we get an additional Z badge in the rear fender area. Very aggressive hips with a subtle fender flare out rear as well. The rear tires are contrasted compared to up front. There's still a 19-inch rim wrapped in Dunlop SP Sport Max GT 600 summer performance tires, but the dimensions back here are 285/35 R19 for the dimension. There are 255/40 R19 up front. LED side markers, more red accents. We get rear parking sensing, full LED taillights, and they kind of remind me of the 300ZX, or at least that's the intention of these taillights. Says Z in the corner. Shout out Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. Nismo badge in between the Nissan and license plate bracket. Pretty aggressive diffuser with the dual exhaust tips. And speaking of dual exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3-liter twin turbo V6 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the more beefed up 3-liter twin turbo V6 sold by Nissan for the 2024 Nismo Z. And it sounds really good, cranking out 420 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to the rear wheels with a more beefed up limited slip differential with the Nismo Z. You can expect 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, if not quicker, if you get a really good launch. I apologize for the planes taking off. Not much you can do when you're right next to an airport. Unfortunately, no hydraulic struts. For a $65,000 base price, hydraulic struts would be expected. I guess it would only add to the weight of this already pretty heavy 3,700 pound sport coupe with only 2 seats. Hopefully you guys can see the strut tower brace connecting the strut towers together. Should help the handling out quite a bit. You can drop this hood right down, see if you get any additional supports in front of the radiator. Doesn't appear to be so, but with the way that this is designed, it's not very easy to tell. Before we hop inside, let's take a quick look at this window sticker on this 2024 Nismo Z and see everything we get with a $64,990 base price. You can see all of your specific Z features. The twin-turbo 3-liter dual overhead cam V6 engine with the integrated exhaust manifold makes more power. Nismo-specific 9-speed auto transmission, it's more aggressively tuned. Sport Plus drive mode, also specific for the Nismo. Nismo Tune launch control, Nismo Tune suspension, aluminum double wishbone in the front, multi-link in the rear. Nismo Tune power steering too. Rear stabilizer bars, and you can pause, take a look at everything else that's available. We get a ton of additional features here with the Nismo and a standard 8-speaker Bose sound system. Options, $90 for the Z center caps. That's not a standard feature. $395 for the exterior welcome lighting. $1295 for this premium paint with a 2-tone contrast, which in my opinion is a must get, especially for only $1,300. $410 for the floor mat package. $500 for the illuminated kick plate. $210 for the interior door scuff protection. $1095 for the destination totals us out a tick under $69,000. Fuel economy solid, 19 combined, 17 in the city, 24 on the highway. We are getting up there in price, but this is a fully loaded, top-notch performance car, as you'll see when we take it out for a drive. As far as exterior styling, hopefully you guys can really pick it up. It is a beautiful, beautiful sports car, especially in this color. I've seen it in the black color, and it still looks good, but with the 2-tone contrast with the white on black, this just looks incredible, especially with the red accents. As far as the interior, let's take a step inside and see what we got. We get smart access for the driver and the passenger. The door handle is a little bit funky, but the way that it integrates flushly with the rear fender, it looks really good when the door is closed. We don't get dual pane windows, but it's a thick single pane of glass, soft touch up top, plastic door handle, lock and unlock, and an air vent part of the door panel. I have not seen that on any other car so far on this channel. We get 2-window auto 1 touch and stitching for the center, and a gushy, soft padded leather armrest. A little bit of faux carbon fiber underneath. You can actually fit a foot-long in the storage compartment and a 12-ounce to 16-ounce water bottle in front of it. One of your 8 Bose speakers as well. The seats are Nismo-specific Recaro seats. They're very thin framed, but they're surprisingly comfortable, very well padded. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. The bolsters are a little bit tight and not adjustable, so if you're over about 200 to 220 pounds, these may start to feel a little bit tight. They're not power adjustable either. At this price point, it would be expected, but we get latches to slide, recline, drop, and lift with the bolstering all adjusted, but just manually. I like the red contrast stitching, and the overall seats look incredible. Nismo for the floor mats, and hopefully you get a good look at the aluminum outline pedals. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But for what's considered an entry-level high-performance car, this is a really premium interior. We mentioned the soft touch door panels, also blind spot monitoring on the inside part of the window frame. But yeah, every material here for the most part is a soft touch outside of the lower part of the door panels and this top part of the dashboard. The steering wheel is Nismo specific. We get this red notch in the center, red contrast stitching in Alcantara for the 9 and 3 area. Aluminum paddle shifters too, controlling the 9-speed auto, rubberized horn area. The horn, loud and aggressive, people should be definitely getting out of your way. It's not a flat bottom, but I'm still really impressed with the steering wheel. It's not the smallest, but it's decent size for a sports car. On the left side, we get volume skip with the infotainment adjustments. On the right side, we can adjust our cruise control. It's a radar cruise control system. You can hang up and answer your phone calls and voice commands. Speaking of the infotainment adjustments, on the left side, we can adjust between G-force, overall settings, tire pressure, and the boost gauge. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the tire pressure, so we'll leave it there. Gear indicator above it with the tach in the center. The red line's at 7,000 RPM with a digital speedo in the top right, engine oil temperature beneath it with the water temperature, differential oil, and the TM oil temp all beneath that with the fuel level all the way on the bottom with the kilometers per hour indicator in the bottom right corner, right next to the temperature with the digitally illuminated fuel level to the left. That's better for the gauges. A 12.3-inch display and a 9-inch touchscreen. The touchscreen does include navigation. We can check out the map real quick. Pretty high resolution. The response is good. Typical Nissan screen. A little bit dated for the resolution, but the response is excellent, and the navigation system itself, for a Japanese manufacturer especially, is very solid. Not to knock on Japanese cars, but their navigation systems historically have just not been nearly as good as some of the competition. You can check out the home screen by pressing this menu button, and we go right back where we started: info, audio, map, connections, and settings. My personal favorite, though, to look at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it there. Continuing along, the stocks have a satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, but no auto rain sensing wipers. The button to disable traction controls on the left side, additional air vents, more speakers with the 8-speaker Bose. We get additional auxiliary gauges up top, with a vacuum gauge, turbo speed with a boost gauge, and a voltometer on the right side. All very useful gauges for performance cars, especially performance cars with their turbocharger. The dashboard is soft touch outside of this top part of the frame. It's all soft touch throughout. Air vents up top, hazards in the center. We get stitching underneath the touchscreen too. We mentioned all the shortcuts, trip reset, interior brightness. Volume dial has a pretty high quality resistance to it. We only get a single zone automatic climate control, but as you guys know, I prefer manual climate anyway, and you can adjust it manually. You just got to take it out of the auto setting pretty easily. USB-A and C port right next to it. We do not get a wireless charging pad, but if you had one option in, that's where it would be. Engine start stop, it is red. In our drive mode selector, our drive modes include standard, sport, and sport plus. We'll start the review off in sport plus, try out sport and standard to see what the differences are. We get leather stitching for where our knee will often hit. The gear selector controls the 9-speed automatic transmission. We'll check out the backup camera real quick. Decent resolution, typical Nissan camera, guidance lines, and trajectory. Now that we're in Sport Plus, the steering feels really good. This quite literally feels almost as sharp as direct as a Porsche 911 GT3 that I drove on a track one time. Anyway, though, this backup camera does get guidance lines and trajectory with front and rear parking sensing. Press this P button, and it returns right back to our map. Behind it, some blank switches, trunk release, cup holder, not two, just one. Real parking brake, that's also appreciated since this vehicle is available in a 6-speed manual, just not for the Nismo model. The armrest is nicely padded. We can open it up. It's surprisingly spacious too. You'll fit 3 or 4 12-ounce cans in there. No light or anything like that, but we do get a ton of storage for the area behind the front seats. No back seat, of course, but you can fit probably a suitcase in there, probably 2 backpacks on each side. We get an additional strut bar to keep the handling nice and tight. And a pretty solid amount of trunk space. We'll hop over there in 1 second. We get an auto-dimming rear view mirror. It's not frameless. It's actually a very thick frame, but we get 3 garage home link settings on it. The interior lights are not LED, SOS behind it. That's about it though, guys, for the interior. This is a pretty premium vehicle for considering the performance and the price point. Headliner is pretty basic, not the Alcantara, but we do get the Alcantara on the steering wheel and some accents on these beautiful Recaro seats. I'll take a step out towards the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 Nismo Z out for a drive. We didn't mention, we also get a body color spoiler up top. It would be nice to see a black contrast in that spoiler, but you can add some vinyl aftermarket. To open it up, underneath this Nissan badge is a button, and the top part of this trunk, or hatch, whatever you like to call it, opens up. It's not the deepest floor, but the floor space itself is solid. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much space is back here. You'll fit a Costco box, maybe 2 with no problem. As far as a TV, it's going to be tough considering that aluminum bar. I wouldn't want a TV sitting over that. It's nice that Nissan gives you the standard center caps if you don't want to have the Z's that are $95 in options. We get underneath this carpet and floor mat a little bit of secret storage area, but I don't believe we get a spare tire. Let's see what we get under here. No, it doesn't look like a spare tire, but could be an inflatable donut with a fix-a-flat kit. Cool. That's about it though, guys. We can drop this hatch right down, walk around this 2024 Nismo Z one more time. Again, this is one of the best looking cars out on the road today, under $100,000, and it's well under $100,000. Base price at around $65K. This specific one's sitting right under $69. But performance-wise, let's take this 2024 Nismo Z out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 Nissan Nismo Z. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. And starting off in Sport Plus, the steering feels unbelievable. The brakes don't feel as bitey as I would like for a top performance trim, but they feel good. Throttle feels really sensitive in Sport Plus. The transmission's got a really solid kick. One thing I'm noticing with these really aggressive summer performance tires, they pick up a lot of rocks from the road. You can hear probably in this video, and I'm sure long term it will cause a little bit of damage to your vehicle. Throttle again feels really good. Lean into about half throttle. Woo! Good Lord, yeah, traction control kicks in. This is a really, really quick car, but again, as we drive, we can hear all of the rocks splattering around. Steering feels unbelievable here, though. We can try out these paddles too. Aggressive. You hear some burbles. Good torque. Not sure what that guy's doing. We can throw it in over here. Second gear. Steering feels good. Yeah, but all throughout you hear everything getting picked up with these tires. We'll take a step out here, open her up a little bit more. Looks like we have the chance. Start off in first gear. On the gas. Good Lord. And the handling is so good. Sheesh, this thing can rip. My God. Now, I've never driven a 3-liter Supra. I've driven many vehicles with a B58. I've driven an M340i, which I guess is comparable to a Supra. This feels just as fast as a BMW M340i. We can try out a real world turning radius. Jeez, these are aggressive shifts. Try it out one more time in first. Turning radius is unbelievable. First gear, on the gas. Wow. This is a really, really fast car. And just throwing it into the top 8th gear is as fast as it'll let us go at around 50 miles per hour. You hear a little bit through the exhaust when you step on it, but as you guys hear, really not a whole lot. Steering feels so good. And I like the sound of this exhaust too. Even through the turn, it feels sharp. We can try out another real world turning radius, lean into it. Fast. We can take it out of Sport Plus, no reason to beat it up a whole lot further. Sport mode, steering still feels really good, but it doesn't feel quite as on center. Still feels really good though. So much torque, absolutely ridiculous. We'll take it out of sport, try it out just in standard mode. We'll also take it out of the manual shifts. Everything gets a lot quieter. The steering is way lighter, but the vehicle still responds immediately to the touch of the wheel. It is such a playful chassis. It is such a powerful platform. Is it as powerful as a B58? I genuinely think so. I know the B58 is claimed to make like 40 less horsepower, but we all know that the B58 is one of the most underrated power plants in the business. This feels about like what it's rated to be. It feels like a 420 horsepower car. To be fair, so does this GR Supra. I would love to see a race between this and a 3-liter GR Supra, but for the most part, this is such an unbelievable car for the money. It looks absolutely beautiful. I think this looks way better than a GR Supra, and it drives almost like something that you get from a BMW. If that's what you're looking for, guys, if you're not looking to spend more than 60 to maybe 70,000 bucks, but you want a top-notch premium sports car, and you want it to be as good of handling as possible, you want it to be as powerful as possible while still keeping the nice materials in the interior. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 150% recommend checking out a 2024 Nismo Z. The handling is so good in this. The grip is also unbelievable. Again, if that's what you guys are looking for, I would definitely recommend checking one out. And a big thanks to Red and the rest of the management and staff here at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Red. And huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.